So today it's not going to be the usual, rants that I usually rant about, but, it's going to be more for discussion. It's not such a great day, so it's not going to be all upbeat and everything, but, we're just going to have a discussion because I want to learn more from you guys, and probably you guys will let me know what's going on. All right, before we get into that, I do want to remind you guys, September 3rd, to tune in on Facebook Live, Ball Africa. That's BALLAFRICA. Make sure you tune in at 7:30 p.m. That is African West Central African time. Excuse me.
I know you're gonna dig this.
And now for our feature presentation.
So we all know what happened. The Bucks refused to play, and the rest of the teams also refused to play, protesting against social injustice in the U.S. All the games were postponed. How I learned about it, I was busy working the whole day, and then eventually I thought it was game time. I usually watch the games on my league pass. I use the league pass, and I logged on, and it was like, games are postponed. And I'm like, wait a minute, games postponed. Maybe something is wrong. Maybe I'm on the wrong date or something like that. And I refreshed, and it was the same thing. I used my phone, the same thing again. I'm like, what's going on? And then I go back to the homepage. There's a little message over there from the NBA saying, why the games are postponed and all that. The Bucks chose not to go on the floor, and then, blah, blah, blah. And the rest, I think you and I already know. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense, and I am totally supporting them in light to what happened, right, with the Blake, right? So with the shooting, right? It makes a lot of sense. I get it, but I came to question myself. And again, right, I really don't have all the information. Like I said, today it's more for conversation. I do expect you guys to actually help me out. Or maybe before you guys actually even comment, maybe I'll probably read about it somewhere. But I don't have all the information. But the little that I do know is, players were going to have their own meeting. They were going to meet later. It was supposed to be at 8 p.m. or something like that, if I got my information correct. I read it somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where I read that from because I went to several sites trying to figure out exactly what was going on. They were supposed to meet later on at 8. And have their discussion on how to move forward with this whole thing. And I am hearing that, from the talks that maybe the Clippers and the Lakers might just cancel the whole season. Hearing that, I was like, and again, like I said, these are rumors so far. I'm not sure. And I'm not trying to say there was a statement or anything like that. I don't want to give you guys false news, but I'm just letting you guys know what I heard and how I felt about it. So if you guys have some information, like I said, just let me know. And, quote your source right there, and, we'll go check it out because we do love this game and we want to watch this game. So, yeah, I was a little confused because before, all the teams went to the bubble, I was that dude talking about, this was going to be a distraction, and I made a video about it. And then eventually I was like, what? I think the NBA did a really great job. And this is a great distraction that we all needed. I think this is great. I give a lot of props to the NBA. Until now, I do feel like the NBA has done a really great job. And you'll know that. I'm not the guy to stand out for big corporations and all that. But, hey, I call it like it is. I always call it like it is. If I see something, I'm going to just say how I see it. And I think they did a really great job. So, okay, coming back to what we're talking about right now. I am a little confused because yes, we had those discussions, and these guys were actually playing in a bubble. They knew exactly what was going on. There was social injustice prior to that. And I'm not saying it was just in the background or something like that, right? No, it was there. It was boom in your face at that particular time. That's when there were protesting across America. People were doing that. And so they knew about it. They knew what they were getting into or going to the bubble, right? I mean, the NBA had to meet their contractual obligations. And now I feel like the players need to do the same thing. All right. So here's where the backlash is going to come. I know people are going to be like, why? No, and no again. All right, this is my understanding until now. This is the way I see it, and I'm going to speak. I'm not just going to be silenced. All right, this is the problem. People are fighting so people would be able to speak their minds. So if you can't hear me out and you just get angry, then I guess you have the issue. You're the one with the issue. I mean, you're the problem. But okay, so I am saying what I'm thinking, and disclaimer, I don't have all the information. But from what I am hearing, for players to not want to play, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. It really doesn't make a lot of sense, because what has changed? What has changed? Social injustice was right there prior to you guys going into the bubble. What has changed? I understand. Something has happened, just like if anything happens to my family, anything happens to any of my close relatives, or something that impacts me in any way, I will take some time off and then continue. So postponing the games tonight and the games the following day and all that makes a lot of sense. It makes sense to me. And I agree 100%. But canceling the whole season or canceling the rest of the playoffs, it just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. And this is where I am asking you to actually help me out so I understand. And I don't think that's a whole lot to ask. And I don't think anybody should be mad at me for asking that question. Because I do feel some people be like, yo, what do you mean? What do you mean? This has nothing to do with social injustice or anything like that. Because I know there are a lot of people going to work on a regular. I'm one of them. I am working, but it doesn't mean just because I am working that my family is working, that they do not care for social injustice. Now, why I'm saying what I'm saying, and I did give props to the NBA for meeting their contractual obligations or even attempting to do so, is you guys agreed. You have a contract to us, the fans, to the NBA. You do have a contract. And we bought into you guys going back to play so you guys could entertain us while at the very same time educate us about what's going on out there. This social injustice. This is what you guys were telling us prior to going into the bubble. So right now, I feel like you guys are negating that. I know this is not the right time to talk about this, but I'm just going to say it. Even if you don't want to hear it, I'm just going to say it. Educate me if I am wrong. Tell me, lead me, show me something. Let me read something, and I'm going to be with you. But as of right now, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. What has changed? Exactly what has changed? I am totally against social injustice. Totally against it. But what has changed to even consider canceling the rest of the playoffs? Hey, yo, make sure you forget to subscribe. Make sure you do that. And make sure you forget to hit that bell right there so you don't hear from me. Do whatever you want to do, man. Whatever, man.